I should also point out, on this particular card, you can see there's this arrow that's pointing down. On this particular card and any other card that has this arrow pointing down, you actually have to do the different tasks in the order that they're listed. So you have to do this one and then this one and so on and so forth. And this particular card really doesn't matter since, you know, they're both the same. But you know, on other cards, obviously, it's going to be, there's different results there, and you have to actually follow what it says to succeed in those particular tasks. Now, I was going to point out monsters, like I said. This is, you get a bunch of monsters, which is cool, and then you just got to put them in a cup or something like that. This is just a coffee mug. You don't get this with the game. This is mine. But you put the monsters in there, and it should be noted that there are actually the mask monsters as well. You know, for the one great old one whose name is escaping me at this point. I think it was, isn't it Nyarlathotep or whatever it is? So if you actually get that, it's kind of cool. With the mask monsters from Arkham Horror, they actually replicated that as well. And so those would go in the cup if you were facing him. But we're not. So if we summon a monster, you reach in here, you grab one. And you look at the particular monster. This one says it is a Dark Young, and on this side you can see that it has the symbols. It has a scroll, a terror symbol, and a -1 sanity. Now, whoever draws the monster gets the option of placing it on the card. Now, some of these cards, like this one, you'll notice has this big white symbol there, and the monster symbol just goes right on that. Now, this particular card has that. Some, like this one, have just the white symbol around the scroll here, and then this would just take the place of that particular spot. If you ever summon a monster and there's nothing with that white symbol on it, you just add it. You can, the person, and you can't just not add it. The person just adds the monster to the bottom of one at random, or not at random. They get to pick, but they just get to pick one. And it's always noted that, you know, the person gets to pick, but they're welcome to ask any and all questions from their cohorts to see what they think would be the best option. But in this case, it's important to note that if you actually defeat the monster, you notice this says -1 sanity. You still would lose a point of sanity if you defeat the monster. But monsters are worth tokens or trophies. You can see this one's worth 2. And you notice also on these different adventures, they're worth trophies as well, like this one's worth 2 as well. And it's also important to note that if you defeat the monster on a card, but don't actually defeat the adventure, you still get to defeat the monster, and you get the actual like trophy for that. So it's something, I guess. Now, there's one other thing I wanted to point out. Like some of these adventures will have this symbol here that says a gate, and if you succeed this, you actually have this other world deck, and you'll draw basically a 7th location that you'll add to the board. Like in this case, it's the Great Halls of Galemno, and these are really cool because they're kind of sometimes more difficult than normal, but the rewards you get are almost always greater and better, and, you know, obviously elder signs and things like that they give you for defeating them. So that's, you know, pretty cool. And people who've played Arkham Horror, once again, will be familiar with going into the other worlds and going through gates and what have you. That's how you play the game. After you do your turn, you move this clock ahead, and after each turn, you just keep moving this clock ahead like so. Once you get back to midnight, if there's a midnight result, you do that. You draw another Mythos card. You do what the Mythos card tells you. In this case, it tells you to add another Doom token. So you add another Doom token. And let's not forget, I had another Doom token up there as well from failing that one because the presser was so awesome. And it continues like that. And you can see where it's like each turn, each person's going to be talking to everybody else at the table. What do you think I should do? What's the most pressing thing we need to do? And if you ever defeat one of these, like let's say you defeat this adventure, you actually do grab it, draw another one, and put it down. And this one, you notice there's a symbol here with a little lock, and it's yellow. When you draw something that has a lock, and monsters have these as well, you actually lock the die on that particular card. So this would make this yellow die inaccessible until this particular adventure is defeated. And those are really, really bad when those happen. I played a few games where we've had several dice locked up and there was just nothing we could do, and we ended up obviously being devoured by the Great Old One. I really, really like this. It's got a great theme. The theme ties in perfectly with the mechanics, and you know, it gives me the exact same feeling I get when I play Arkham Horror, but it's a different game, and it's got way quicker setup time than Arkham Horror, and it's kind of spins it on its ear a little bit, but it's faster. You know, Arkham Horror is a game that can last 3-4 hours, and this one I think you can finish up in about an hour or so. At least we do when we play. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Why don't you just give me a few moments here, and I'll go to my conclusion, and I'll tell you exactly what I think about the game.